Hello viewers, this is Cleveland Online Radio and Television in partnership with Captain Service South Africa. We're here to present to you the views of Nigerians in diaspora towards 2019 presidential election.
Classifieds section on Cleveland. Contact us to help post and advertise your old and new items for sale. And you're welcome to visit our website. Click on Classifieds to find something to buy. The classified page on Cleveland is a section that brings buyers and sellers to a meeting point. Here you can sell both new and old items ranging from cars, jewelry, household equipment, etc. For more details, you can reach out to us and we'll help you out. Events section on Cleveland. Contact Cleveland Notebook to help post and promote events successfully to the public and get 100% attendance. If you're looking for events on your day off, please visit Cleveland Notebook to get the latest events. The events section is the area where you can post your upcoming events. This section creates awareness and publicity for your event. It helps you reach out to a wider range of audience, just as you would like. Visit this section to see some upcoming events that you don't want to miss. Music section on Cleveland. We promote old and upcoming music artists on Cleveland Notebook. If you're looking for a social media for your music artists, contact us. We will upload your music and broadcast it to the world. Like the saying goes, music is like food to the soul. In this section, we help our fans post their songs on our platform for their listening pleasure. For any of your favorite songs, you can contact us, or if you want us to promote any songs, feel free to reach out to us. Blogging section on Cleveland. You're welcome to get the latest news and articles every day from the best writers in the world on Cleveland Notebook. Visit us today. We have free tools on our network, like creating a free user's account, groups and pictures upload. Feel free to message or send gifts to anyone in our network. Visit our social network today and register with us. Come and partner with Cleveland Notebook. Give us a call. We promote all your content on our online TV and radio. To get large traffic of buyers and sellers, contact us today.
As we all know, recently, the political party, they completed their primaries. And as it stands now, the presidential candidate has emerged. Except for the case of the alliance that involved the PDP and some other political parties. Well, for now, we don't know what they are actually saying. But all the parties that actually formed the alliance, most of them have elected their flag bearers. So we're hoping whatever their decision is. But in the meantime, we actually have these political parties well represented in South Africa here. And then we're so privileged. It shows the level of awareness and consciousness that we are as Nigerians in diaspora. So in view of this, we're going to be discussing what the opinion of the Nigerian diaspora is as related to the political happenings in our fatherland, which is Nigeria. And it is a real privilege and honor for me to have the gentle men and women in our midst, right? It is a real privilege, I must say. What is your plan for our country?
Thank you for that question. I'm very excited to be here, as I said earlier on, and to be part of the discussions. I'll start by saying that I'm very glad that we are deepening our democracy. Since 1999, there has not been any interruption. And I think that's a big step in the right direction, and Nigeria is progressing democratically. Having said that, I'll go straight to answer your question. My political party, the People's Democratic Party of Nigeria, I'm representing the South African chapter right now. We've been in power for 16 years. Before, in 2015, we democratically and willingly handed over to APC after they won the election. So that was a show of magnanimity and a show of sportsman's heart and a show of understanding of democracy. So this time around, we are going to propel Nigeria to that direction. We're going to show that we believe in democracy, we believe in the rule of law, we believe in unity of the country. One of the foremost things we're bringing on board in this 2019, if we win, to add to what we've been adding to the nation, is to restructure the country
Thank you, Dr. Emeka, for that contribution. And the chairperson of AEC, over to you. What do you think, and then what do you think is the plan? What are the plans of your political party? And if you also like, you want to react to some of the issue that was raised by the PDP Secretary General.
Thank you once again. My name is Doris Ikeri Sholari, and I represent African Action Congress, AAC. In all fairness, I would say that PDP, APC have failed Nigerians in total. He mentioned that 16 years they've been in government. What has been our achievement so far? Our democracy in Nigeria is dead in literal terms. What we have is selection, not election. Because money politics has overtaken politics in Nigeria. AAC has a very beautiful agenda. For some of you who is not accessible to it or who does not know, we have a manifesto. If you go on our website, www.aacparty.com, you're going to find the detailed manifesto. We have the 3 pillars on which our agenda is based on, and the 10-point agenda, which is called the Spice Ahead. It is very loaded and is detailed there. If we can fulfill just 10% of what is there, you will be shocked to see that Nigeria is indeed a great nation. What I want to express here is this. First and foremost, the most burning issue in the current Nigeria is security. Without security, lives are at stake. People no longer feel safe to go to Nigeria, and that has scared a lot of investors as well. Even the investors we have in Nigeria are finding a way to get out. Not because the market does not exist. It is there, but there is no security, there is no assurance. Because you are not even sure that the next day you will wake up alive. Take for instance, the Boko Haram has been thriving ever since the era of PDP. Now we have the Fulani herdsmen, which is scaring the hell out of everyone. If you go to the northeast, it's now a ghost land. People no longer feel safe to sleep and wake up without being slain during their sleep. Look at now in the Middle Belt, they have crossed down to Middle Belt, killing people, slaying them in their sleep. So security is one of the most important issues that we're going to start from. There, efforts have been made and there are things put in place to ensure that our security is actually tackled. On the other hand, we talk about the economy. Nigeria has a very big economy, but it has not been properly tapped into. The reason is because our leaders who are clueless, or would I say are greedy, just focus on oil. Oil is not the only natural resource Nigeria is endowed with. We have so much natural resources that are untapped. And we have a lot of professionals, talented Nigerians who are scattered all over the globe, doing exploits, adding to the value of different nations and economy. They have been deprived the opportunity to make an impact in their own fatherland. Why? Because we have greedy people at the helm of affairs. People who don't want to give a chance to those who has the technical know-how to exploit these resources to the advantage of Nigerians. But we as African Action Congress already from the platform of our party have given room for people who are professionals, particularly in diaspora, who are experienced and have the necessary skills to plug into these opportunities, to come in and put in place, use their skills and their intellect so that we can begin to diversify, not that we concentrate our effort on oil. The oil will run out and then what next? The digital environment that we reside in has gone far beyond that. Soon we'll be having cars, vehicles that are running without petrol. And then what becomes of Nigeria? Even the oil that we export to the international communities, most of them are not being refined in Nigeria. If these things are broken down, you'll be shocked that the byproducts contribute even to the economy of Nigeria. So looking at our Spicer Hit agenda, which is our 10-point manifesto, it will be boiling down to security, power. Power is another salient point. Because without power, there can't be progress. There can't be improvement. Even it will affect security measures that are put in place. Because you need lights, you need electricity, you need to power a lot of investments. People spend so much of their profits into generators, which cannot allow them to make maximum profit, and that is why their business cannot grow and they cannot thrive, and at the end of the day, poverty is being circulated. So we have this project, Light Up Nigeria, which is going to be one of the most important projects that we are going to be embarking on. We intend to light up the entire nation so that the average Nigerian will have access to electricity, will be able to enjoy the benefits of having power in their environment. Also, we're going to be looking at the corruption. We're going to tackle corruption. The present government claimed to be fighting corruption. How? Selective corruption. That is not how to fight corruption. Charity begins at home. In APC, we have a lot of crooks and criminals that are there embedded, but some people are not touchable. They are sacred cow. Then how are you fighting the corruption? So I do not believe in the current and incumbent government, as well as PDP, who is trying to come back after destroying Nigeria for 16 years. So I want to believe that the electorates are wise now. They know better, that it's not necessary for them to stand aside as they've been doing all these years, giving room to those who are less qualified to rule us. So ANC is offering that platform to make sure that intellectuals, those who have what it takes, you've got good ideas, come on board. We are ready to give you room. There is no bureaucracy.
Okay, thank you so much. So from what she said, there's something I actually said that they are circulating poverty, and that's become a question for you, Honorable Jonathan. Here come your party. You are the incumbent party. What is your agenda? Now your party has been accused that you are circulating poverty instead of prosperity across the nation. So please, can you tell us what the plan of your party is going forward?
Thank you very much. I'll answer the question. The APC party, which we know is the ruling party, the party has been doing extremely well. When you talk of, like she said, our agenda, which we have been projecting all along, was changed. You can know from that when PDP was in power over more than 16 years, for instance, PDP bastardized the nation, destroyed the nation. Many things went under the pipeline, and the nation was, was like a white painted sepulcher. The nation was just, you see the nation in view and everything is scattered. That is because of PDP. And that is because people that was entrusted, rights to lead their people, they were not faithful, they were not right, and all those kind of stuff. And APC came on board to sanitize the nation and to bring change to all those things, and instill faithfulness to people. And we cannot expect a political party of that sort to wait 4 years, of operation to do right what PDP did wrong. It is not practically possible. So we stick to our gun in terms of we will still bring sanity to the nation, and we will still bring to book those that have destroyed the nation, and in terms of looting, destroying, and cutting away the wealth of the nation. We're going to this time around, like we're coming on board, we're also going to open arms for government of inclusive government, people will be participated. Before, we have never allowed, say that APC has no room for people who are intellectual, people who can invest, people who can do this, that has not been that. Our problem was that Nigerians gave, open hand or space for people who are corrupt, and they keep on doing it as if it's a regular thing, a normal thing, a norm in the nation. And that's why the nation is in jeopardy.
Honorable, I want to just come in there to also consolidate on the question that Madam Doris actually asked as by your party. She actually accused your party that it has been the platform or the hideout for the so-called notorious looters we're talking about. So now the question she was trying to find out is, okay, how can the party that is protecting the looters now come out to come and say they want to? What have you got? Can you react to that?
Yeah, the party per se is not a hive for looters and thieves, if you may use that word. What happens is that people in PDP, they decamp and cross-carpet and thinking that they can change, because we are projecting, we are talking about change, and we felt that when they come in, they are going to change. And they found that it is not a place for them to hide. You can see the mass exits of PDP, those people you are talking about. They have seen that there's no room for them in APC, and they are exiting, in mass, go back to their former camp to continue what they know, how to do it. But this time around, as we are coming on board, we are not going to spell anybody. We are all going to bring them to book, as it were.
Thank you so much. So trying to let us know that, okay, they are leaving, they are exiting one by one because they did not find home any longer in APC. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, now, having actually laid that background, do you think the government has shown enough commitment towards the welfare of Nigeria in diaspora? Our concern as it is, we are concerned about what is happening to those several millions of Nigerians, like you will agree with me, that actually are in diaspora to actually find a living or to find a means of livelihood, right? So, Dr. Emeka, are you going to say that the government, as it is, has shown enough commitment to the welfare and the interest of the Nigerians in diaspora?
Thank you for that question once more. Before I answer that, can you permit me to respond to the barrage of allegations and accusations being leveled on the People's Democratic Party? I will start by saying that it seems to me that the All Progressive Congress is suffering from an illness I will call excusitis. Meaning endless excuses. I'll cite an example from America. Donald Trump came on board as the President of America. When he was contesting, he mentioned things he was going to achieve, because he felt that the former President Barack Obama wasn't doing well. And if you look at majority of the indices that he wanted to address, say for economy, for example, the United States economy has grown significantly since he became the president. That's one. Talk of unemployment. Unemployment has significantly reduced since Donald Trump became the president of America. And I can name like 10 other items like that. So that is what a government that wants change should bring on board. So when you say you want change, my understanding or my perception is that you are saying I'm not doing well, so you are coming to do better. So, but I can say that even from what my colleague is saying, he's saying we are going to do. This is a government that has been in power for 3.5 years now, and they cannot point to one single thing that they initiated and completed. All the things that are laying hands on that they achieved were started by PDP. And I challenge my colleague to tell me one singular thing, one singular project that this government started and finished. So we can't keep on saying we will when we come to 2019. What have you done in the last 3.5 years? And you can't keep on saying PDP did this, PDP did that. Because that's why you came on board, because you felt that PDP wasn't doing well. You came on board so you could change things. But that's not the situation. So but we all know that looting is at a massive and significant level in Nigeria now, even under APC. We all know that if you are in PDP and they shine some corruption notes on your face, you go to APC, then you become a saint. So it's a party that has seen itself as once you come on board, then all your sins are washed away, and you become a politically born-again person. So that's my response to that. Then I will equally say that to my sister, I believe this is a discussion to move Nigeria forward. It's not about I'm in PDP, I'm in APC. I believe that we should be moving forward. We should be addressing issues that will progress Nigeria. We don't believe in theory. We believe in practical. We believe in showmanship. What have we achieved? We don't believe in theorizing, sitting to say, no, when we come on board, we will do this. We know PDP was in power for 16 years. We've made a couple of mistakes. We've learned our lessons, and we are ready to address those issues that we made mistakes on. I must just say that we must understand that the problem of Nigeria started far before now. Even in the First Republic, before the military struck and completely destroyed our system. So it's not the People's Democratic Party that started the decadence in our system, or the rot in our system. But is even predates the military. Then the military came and legalized it to some extent, if I should use that word. Okay, so I must also say that we must understand that democracy is a process, it's not a destination. So you cannot say that PDP did this. We laid foundation for certain things. And I'll give you an example. In education, the Jonathan's administration built 14 new universities. Where are those universities today? What are they doing with those universities? There were emergency schools built because we believe in solving problems from the core indices of the stimulating factors. We found that the problem in the north, for example, the education level is quite high. And the Jonathan's administration felt that if you could get more people to be educated, to a large extent you could ameliorate the issue of Boko Haram and the menace of Boko Haram. Can you permit me to finish? The other thing is we are not saying, we and PDP is not saying we have technocrats all over the world, we will do this. We have done it before. During Obasanjo's tenure. The Ngozi Okonjo-Iwealas, the Soludos, the Aerofis, and name a whole lot of them were brought by PDP. And I can tell you that the man at the helm of affairs who was doing those things was Atiku Abubakar, who was the then vice president. Nigeria was moving. During PDP tenure as in government, our economy was booming. Where are we today? So I think it's unfair to keep on piling every excuse on PDP. What I'm saying is that whoever becomes the president of the country, or whoever becomes the government come 2019, let's forget about excuses. Let's propel things that will move Nigeria forward. Not he said, she said, or he didn't do, he didn't do. That will not help us. Thank you. Then the question you asked about diaspora, I'm going to answer quickly. The diaspora thing. In all honesty, I don't think the Nigerian government has been fair to diasporans. As I say in so many fora that I represent, different organizations I belong to, we have a plethora of skills in the diaspora that is untapped, that is unutilized. And many a time the government is actually aggressively opposed to those skills, you know, because if you go home now and you want to contribute, what somebody will tell you is the common things I hear is, when I chop that side, when I won't come chop here again, what thing we do? Now, not going to allow us to chop. You know, that what that means is you guys have eaten where you are, you want to come and eat here, you want to take over the process here. You understand? So there should be that need to continue what PDP started. We need to aggressively go for brain gain instead of brain drain. We need to address that by inviting Nigerians who are all over the show. I'm just flying in now from UK. I want to represent Nigerian doctors. We had a conference of all Nigerian doctors across the globe. It was an AGM of MANSAG, Medical Association of Nigerians in the Great Britain, where I just realized that more than 10,000 doctors who had their primary qualification in Nigeria were registered in UK. So we have it all over. But the Nigerian government hasn't been fair to us. That's one. The second thing is that basic things that we should enjoy, like allowing us to vote, voters' right. We believe we are Nigerians. We are very passionate about Nigeria. We want to go home. We want to contribute to the economy of the country. We want to contribute our skills.
Madam, you have heard what he actually said. He has been so elaborate to speak on some issues raised by you, and he also consolidated on that to talk about what the party has been doing and what they have done in the past, and also now coming down to my question on the participation of the Nigerians in diaspora as related to their welfareism and affair of the country. So what is your perspective, and then what is the thinking of your party surrounding the diaspora participation and their welfareism?
I will start from the last question about diaspora participation. I'm proud to say that in African Action Congress, room has been given to Nigerians in diaspora to participate fully in all party activities, our party activities. So if PDP is complaining and APC also feel marginalized, I mean the Nigerians in diaspora in that party, then I think they should think again. Maybe they're in the wrong place. Because I am fully involved in our party activities and I'm given the due recognition as a member of the party. So that is an internal problem. But when it comes to the diaspora voting, I believe that this bill already is in the House, which they are battling with. The incumbent government is just deliberately sitting on it because they know that as soon as that is released, they are obviously going to lose the coming elections, because Nigerians in diaspora are very wise now. They know what's happening and they know that the incumbent government and also the PDP government cannot offer Nigerians the freedom and the prosperity that they deserve. The two parties in all sincerity have failed. 16 years in rule. What can you achieve? What can you point out to? Nigeria is becoming impoverished day by day. As of today, we are the top of having the poorest of citizens all over the world. What a title. That is an embarrassment and a shame. So I don't agree with what my colleague have said from PDP. Giving them another chance is like going back to your vomit. What can they offer us again? What has Atiku achieved while he was there? This is somebody who has not finished his initial assignment of looting, and you want to give him now room to come and finish everything and become an empty can. No! Nigerians, wake up, please. Let us see that now is the time. We have been talking about change. We didn't ask APC what kind of change. That is the mistake we made. The change they have offered us is more and more poverty. So when I'm talking about now is that Nigerians in diaspora have a lot of experience and exposure when it comes to skills acquisition. We contribute immensely to the GDP of our country because we know how much we send home as resources, which has helped also to grow our economy. So to a large extent, we can determine what happens to the welfare of our siblings over there. So we are also the ones who are motivating and encouraging people over there to choose rightly. Look at now the allies we have. When our presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore is going around the different countries organizing town hall meetings, meeting with Nigerians. One of his core purpose was to meet with the professionals. I am glad Doctor mentioned that he traveled all the way to UK, to the Great Britain, to see other doctors there and for them to come together and see what they can do. This is what he's been achieving. He's been meeting with different types of professionals at different levels, and they have been coming together to present to him their agendas, what they want to give back to our nation, Nigeria. So if AAC comes to power, when AAC comes to power, I can assure you that Nigerians will be proud to be Nigeria, and Nigeria will become a country that people will queue up to request for visa. They will hustle to get our visa. I can be very proud and confident to say that. He talks about they don't believe in theory. That is the more reason why you need to give us chance. You need to give us the opportunity. Let us come and practicalize what we preach. We don't believe in talking. From the convener, you can see that from his antecedents, this is someone who genuinely and passionately have the interest of Nigerians at heart. He has always believed in the emancipation of youths. Youths are the future. Youths are those who can move an economy forward. They have the energy. When they are positioned in the right perspective, they can be assured to bring in progress and prosperity. Those who we have in power now were youths when they started, and they have done their best. They've given their best. Now they are tired. They are sick. So they need to go and relax. Allow and leave the stage for those who are vibrant, who are intellectuals, who are elites, who knows and have the technical know-how to come on board and take it over from where it is right now. You don't need eternity to effect a change like he claimed. Even the APC that is busy complaining, they already had 3.5 years on board. What have they achieved? Nothing. So if for a government that wants to make a change, you will obviously see that within the first 6 months, you will begin to smell, to perceive the aroma of the great change that we promise.
Okay, madam, that's been very, very, very elaborate as it is. Yes, honorable, right, I'm going to take you before we actually go for our mystical break. So, and here we come again. Your party actually is incumbent, like we all know, right? And we're talking about the commitment to diaspora, right? And we're saying that beyond talking now, right? So what is the plan of your party, or what has been their commitment to the Nigerians in diaspora?
Thank you very much. The party in diaspora, we have been voicing out to ensure that Nigerians in diaspora will have opportunity to make their representation in government and in voting. And if you look at our constitution in the past, and you see that there's nothing like that, that Nigerians in diaspora has the privilege or right to vote for whoever that wants to lead them. It has not been constitutional, and it is not part of our constitution. But APC members in diaspora, we have putting our voice together, and through one of the leading executive member in APC, Abike Dabri, we have mandated her, and the discussion is still on with APC executive, that people in diaspora will have the opportunity to participate in election, as especially this 1999, that election that is coming up. The discussion is going on, and we believe that it is going to be a welcome idea that Nigerians, wherever they are, they will be participating in voting for the government. And we are, like my colleagues have said, PDP, we have not seen that PDP is a better candidate, because what PDP has done to the nation, and they are the same set of people that are coming back on board. We are not seeing them that as a good candidate. So wherever APC has stopped at this juncture, we will continue, to ensure that the nation is being, revived, and the nation will come back to its glory. That is the agenda of APC.
Thank you so much for that. That I'm not going to take you. I need to go for a musical break now. Shortly, we're going to come back. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Classifies section on Clevnard. Contact us to help post and advertise your old and new items for sale. And you're welcome to visit our website. Click on Classifies to find something to buy. The Classified page on Clevnard is a section that brings buyers and sellers to a meeting point. Here you can sell both new and old items ranging from cars, jewelry, household equipment, etc. For more details, you can reach out to us and we'll help you out. Events section on Clevnard. Contact Clevnard Notebook to help post and promote events successfully to the public and get 100% attendance. If you're looking for events on your day off, please visit Clevnard Notebook to get the latest events. The events section is the area where you can post your upcoming events. This section creates awareness and publicity for your event. It helps you reach out to a wider range of audience, just as you would like. Visit this section to see some upcoming events that you don't want to miss. Music section on Clevnard. We promote old and upcoming music artists on Clevnard Notebook. If you're looking for a social media for your music artists, contact us. We will upload your music and broadcast it to the world. Like the saying goes, music is like food to the soul. In this section, we help our fans post their songs on our platform for their listening pleasure. For any of your favorite songs, you can contact us, or if you want us to promote any songs, feel free to reach out to us. Blogging section on Clevnard. You're welcome to get the latest news and articles every day from the best writers in the world on Clevnard Notebook. Visit us today. We have free tools on our network, like creating a free user's account, groups and pictures upload. Feel free to message or send gifts to anyone in our network. Visit our social network today and register with us. Come and partner with Clevnard Notebook. Give us a call. We promote all your content on our online TV and radio. To get large traffic of buyers and sellers, contact us today.
You're welcome back. So this time around, I'm going to start from my left, from Honorable Jonathan. Yes, I stopped from I'm going to still start again. But we have been able to address some issue. Right. So I think it's very okay for us to now ask, and that is what you should address it. Please, I don't want us to look so much about okay, what has not been done and what has been done, right? So I want us to talk about what the plan of your political party is, and I will appreciate you can just highlight it. You may not need to actually dwell so much on it. You can just give us the outline to mention it, if possible, in bullet points. So my question now is, what is the achievement of your presidential candidate, and also what is the plan of your presidential candidate if elected in 2019?
Thank you very much for the question. The party this time around, coming up on board 2019, the party has looked at security situation in the country, and it has been a concern to the presidency, and the party has put ideas together and planned together that come 2019, the party is going to look crucially everything about security, and that is number one. The nation has clamored much about the issue of Boko Haram and laid different accusations from various quarters. That is why this is very crucial. And again, issue of agriculture. The party is looking at this very, very pertinently, that agriculture, which is very important in the country, that I remember that my colleague was talking about oil and that. We're not talking about oil, because oil has been destroyed by former leaders in the past. But now, to boost the economy and to revive the economy, the party is talking about agriculture And if you look at it very closely, the presidency has the mind that people have to be taught and people have to be brought on board how agriculture will be implemented, how agriculture will be improved, how life of people will improve through agriculture. So it's very, very crucial. And so other things, you talk of education as well. The education of Nigeria has been another issue in Nigeria. The APC is not, doesn't have blind eyes about education. APC also has a plan to ensure that education in Nigeria will be given priority. And because when people are educated, they have power to be participating in governance. So we are talking about education, that Nigerians need to be educated. People have been accused APC that APC has not done anything about education. Yes, but this time around we are asking that Nigerians should support APC. Where we stop, we'll continue from there. Yes, we have not done 100%, but at the same time, we understand these things and we are pushing forward and we're moving forward to see that Nigeria will be revived in terms of education. And so many good programs that are on the pipeline in terms of diaspora, like we have said, that who are who in outside the nation that can make an input in the nation. There are a lot of intellectuals, there are a lot of good people who are outside the nation that are being trained in various fields of life. And the party is opening hands to ensure that these people are being repatriated and they will make their input to ensure that the nation moves forward.
Thank you. Sorry, I want to actually quickly ask you to consolidate on the question you have actually asked. Since you are the incumbent government in power, I think it will be in place for me to ask you just in few sentences that what do you plan to do differently from what has been done in the last 3.5 years?
Yeah, what we intend to do differently is that we want to open doors. We want to open our arms to to Nigerians and to citizens to make sure that they become part and parcel of the governance. That was what I said before. We want them to be, we want to have inclusive government this time around. If you look at how APC has, been sweeping states, you see that APC is taking over all the states, almost all the states now. That is a show to tell you that we want everybody to participate. When everybody is involved, then we are going to have a smooth running government. Okay,
thank you. Madam, over to you. What is the plan for your party?
AAC has got lofty plans ahead of us for the 2019 elections. Before I go further to express those points, I just want to point out some few things my colleague from APC mentioned. He talked about their visibility in the different states. How did APC take over? By beating people up to vote for them? That is not democracy. So anybody trying to, make the incumbent government remain means that you have decided to bring abject poverty upon yourself. By the time you collect the 4,000, 3,000 naira, you'll be rest assured that that is what you're going to spend for the next 4 years of your life. So it's better you are wise now. They have impoverished the electorates to the point that 500 naira matters a lot to them. But you forget that immediately you use up that money, that is the end. And then you continue to wallow in poverty and self-pity. So Nigerians should wake up once again, be wise. Secondly, talked about education. What have they done in terms of education? Look at dilapidated schools. People no longer, government school is not even an option. Go and see, check them out in different states. The zinc is horrible. It's a basket. When it's raining, the whole children are drenched. You can't even sit in the classrooms. The teachers are not even available because they are denied their salaries. They are not, there's no care from APC. APC is punishing its citizens. They're not taking care of them. Go to the hospitals, people are dying. They want to manifest before life. That is not what is obtainable in the developed countries. Our program, our manifesto takes care of all of this. Healthcare is a priority because it's someone who is healthy that can come up with ideas. We are an ideological party. We dwell in ideologies. Ideology, ideas rule the world. We are a digital party. You cannot have an analog president in a digital environment. That is an error. It is absolutely an error. And you cannot put a round peg in a square hole. It's impossible. And that is why they can't fit. And that is why we keep making errors, making mistakes, and coming up with excuses. Like my colleague mentioned earlier, they are suffering from excusitis. You can't keep making excuses. If you want to make a change, go ahead and make the change. Stop buying time. So once we talk about APC, that is not an option. They can't remain there. APC has to give way. PDP is not even the alternative because they have done their best, and their best has left us where we are right now. So the Spicer hit I mentioned is about security, which is first and foremost. We talked about power, we talked about education, we talked about economy, we talked about corruption, we talked about reform restructuring. Economy, we want to empower the youths. We need to educate them. We want to give, you see, an average Nigerian has entrepreneurial spirits. An average Nigerian can survive anywhere within the continent and anywhere in the world. Go anywhere. When you don't find a Nigerian, it means that country is not thriving. So that's to tell you that an average Nigerian is a hustler. Once it's given a little opportunity, it will be able to maximize it and become independent. Our citizens do not even depend solely on the government. They just need the opportunity, the platform. We talked about agriculture. Nigeria has got arable lands where you drop something, you don't even need to till the soil and it grows. Why did we deviate from agriculture? It used to be one of our major source of income. We export to the entire world, and Nigeria was making millions from this. So we need to go back. Why did Baba, the one at Otta, why did he go back to his farms? That is to tell you that agriculture is thriving, even though these old people have contributed to the destruction of our nation. So it is high time, even though being responsible is not about age, it is your personality. So we want to take over, not because we are young, but because we are responsible. Because we've got ideas and we have the capability, the capacity to execute whatever we have promised. Talking about restructuring, somebody who is corrupt, what does he want to restructure? The first step of restructuring is that fraudulent document called the Nigerian Constitution. We did not write it. Were you there? I was not there. So how come such is ruling us? Because it's totally against the welfare of an average Nigerian. So the first step is to ensure that that document is reviewed and the policies that will guide our welfare should be put in place. Then we know that we have something to work with. Secondly, we need good roads. When there is no network, good road, how do you transport? How do you move from point A to point B? Our roads have become death traps. People travel and the next thing, accidents. They are dead. The healthcare services is even invisible. Before help can come, even the help is not even coming. It is local citizens around that just run around to save them. But it's too late. These people are not even skilled. Unfortunately, our members from Delta State, they went for an outreach. On their way back, they plunged into a river there in Delta State by Agbaro River. Because why? The roads are horrible. Even the sites there, the ions that they put there, metals are rusted, they're not even there, and these people died. No healthcare could get to them. The locals who were there used their canoe to try and rescue them. They couldn't even recover some of the bodies until they were drowned. Only 2 managed to swim to safety. Isn't it a shame and embarrassment? How many more people do we want to lose? Every day there are news, bad news of people dying from accidents, explosion. There's no safety, there's no guarantee, there's no security, there's not even care. How many times have you heard our president coming out to sympathize with any of these people that died? He doesn't care. So what will APC do differently? I am not convinced.
Okay, thank you so much for that. You have told us what your party is up to. Let me just say that we are sorry for the loss of some of your members. May God repose their souls. Let me come back to you, Doctor. So here we come. Yes, and I think I can also ask you what your party actually would wish to do differently after being at the helms of Abia for 16 years. What do you want to do differently this time around?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. May I join you to empathize and sympathize with our colleagues on the death of some of your members back home in Nigeria. May God grant the families the fortitude to bear the loss. Having said that, there is a saying that your achievement at any level is an index to what it will be when given a bigger opportunity. And I'm very glad you asked what has the flag bearers of the respective political parties achieved, and what do we think our political party has in stock for Nigerians come 2019. And I'll put it like this, that PDP is offering Nigerians what I will call a double-barrel solid arrowheads, meaning a combination of Atiku Abubakar with Mr. P2B. And I'll tell you what they've achieved. Then I'll tell you what we have in stock for Nigerians come 2019. I'll start from Mr. P2B. Mr. P2B was the governor of Anambra State. When, before he took over, I knew myself when I was a youth corper in Anambra State for 18 months, salaries of civil servants were not being paid in the state. Nothing was happening, no roads being built, hospitals were dead, everything was at a stage of dilapidation, so to say. I would say that Mr. Dr. Chris was the governor who took over from that decadence, and that was under PDP. And I give him the kudos for extricating himself from the menace of godfatherism in Anambra State as of then. And that gave him the platform to start formulating basic blueprints for the state. So that was the achievement of P2B, who was, Dr. Chris, who was a PDP governor. That was when they started to build roads gradually in Anambra State. That's one. Then P2B took over as the governor of Anambra State without wasting your time. We all know the achievements P2B had in Anambra State. While other states were borrowing money to pay this and that, P2B left in the coffers of Anambra State indigents more than $100 million US when he was living as the governor. And several billions of naira in the coffers of Anambra indigents. I wouldn't go into all that. I'm just saying that Anambra became the best state under him in Nigeria. When you talk of education, Anambra became the best till today. So there were a lot of indices we could look at from that perspective. So that's what he has achieved. And so many ones that if time had permitted me, I can speak about it for the whole of today. The man Atiku Abubakar.
Okay.
Atiku is the greatest and the highest employer of labor in Nigeria as it stands today. So you can't, that's what I'm saying, that we don't believe in theories. We are not saying we're coming to create jobs. We've created jobs. We're talking of a man who has created jobs. So he knows the owners. He knows the roads. He has climbed the steps. He's worn the shoes. He understands where it pinches or hurts. So these are the guys who are presenting to Nigerians. And we are saying, if you support us as the People's Democratic Party and support these guys, that we believe that they have achieved a lot in their respective activities, in the various offices they've held, and we have no doubt that they will do better. Having said that, let me go to some of the things our party is bringing on board as a political party, come 2019, to Nigerians. I had said earlier on that part of our problem in Nigeria is because we are not very comfortable. Quite a number of people are not very comfortable to say with all honesty that I am a Nigerian. All the things we are talking about, good roads and the economy and this and that, I don't think we will get it right if we don't redefine that concept called Nigeria. Where me and you will come gladly and be very proud to say, I am a Nigerian and I will defend Nigeria. That thing we read on our pledge. We want to see it being practically done. Not theory, not just mentioning it. And we believe that you can't get that right without restructuring the country. The different federating units, the different entities that make up Nigeria must accept that we want to be part of this. And this is the way we want to do it. What will be the rule of engagement? So that's what PDP will give Nigeria, that platform to do that by restructuring. Come to education. As I keep on saying, we don't believe in we will do. We've done it, and we're going to do more. When Jonathan and Yar'Adua, when Yar'Adua was the president of the country and Jonathan was the vice president of the country, it actually started during Obasanjo's time. There were heavy bombardments in Niger Delta under so many names, men, Gwesu boys, and this and that. Our economy was being crippled because of youth restlessness in the Niger Delta. What did PDP do? We looked for the source of the problem. Not the theory, we didn't theorize. We went in there and some of those guys were picked and sent overseas for training. I've met a couple of them here in South Africa who came to train as pilots. People came to train as engineers. And since then, the problem of bombardment in Niger Delta has almost completely disappeared. So that's what I keep saying. We're talking of what is the root cause of something, and you address it. Not that we will. We had done that, and we're going to capitalize on what we've done before. We've climbed the ropes. We know the roads very well. And we've got the experience, and we can do it better. That's one thing. I spoke earlier on about the also problem in the north with Boko Haram. During Jonathan's presidency, under PDP, we found that the problem was high level of uneducation in the north. And they started to build universities. They started to build elementary schools. Because we found that if you train these guys very well, if they have skills, if they're occupied with one thing or the other, there wouldn't be that time to be indoctrinated and going to carry arms and doing this and that. So when we come on board, we capitalize on that. We've done that before, we've got the experience, and we say Nigerians should give us the opportunity to progress from that economy. I said it under PDP. When Obasanjo was the president, and Atiku Abubakar was the vice president, that was the time the Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala and all those guys who reformed the economy came on board. Our banks were recapitalized. And from that time till today, there has not been any failed bank, to the best of my knowledge, in Nigeria. That is solution-oriented, not theory-based, not theory-oriented. Do you understand? So when we come on board, as I keep on saying, we've got the experience, we've done it before, we're going to do it even better. That's one, in terms of the economy. Under PDP, the money under Obasanjo and Atiku, Nigeria paid our external debt. And that created the platform. Under Jonathan, we were the best economy in Africa. That wasn't a theory. It was something we achieved. We understand, as I keep on saying, democracy is a process. It is not a destination. People want PDP to have sorted out all our problems. But that wasn't possible within the given time. But I'm saying we've made some progress. I'm not saying we didn't make some mistakes. It takes somebody with a big heart to accept, no, I made a mistake. I believe PDP has made a few mistakes during our years of governance, and I believe we will address those things. Coming to youth unemployment and all that. Atiku has already said that 40% of his cabinet will be made of youth. And he said, these are guys who are manning my factories, these are guys who are manning my industries. If they can manage my industries and my factories, I believe they can manage Nigeria. So we're talking of what has been done, not what is going to be done. You understand? I can go on and on and on and on. As she mentioned, the manifesto of the People's Democratic Party is on our website. If anyone wishes to do that, but if time permits me, I can go on and on addressing these issues from one to the other.
Fortunately, we are a bit restricted with time. I know, Doctor, that you can do that all the day, and so also every comrade here. You know, as a politician, that is one of the things that they are taught to do. Right? They can recant and recant and recant all over and all over again. But I must say it's been very interesting time we had there. Let me give us the opportunity to just throw our parting shot. Just give your parting shot in seconds.
Okay, I just want to tell Nigerians that the most important thing is the country called Nigeria. We must all rally around our democracy to ensure that the next election is peaceful, to ensure that the next election is free, to ensure that the next election is fair, and to ensure that the best persons, according to our convictions, the respective convictions of the voters, emerge as different office bearers. That's one. Then the second thing is that in line with deepening our democracy, I will just request that whoever is in government at the respective levels, let's respect the wishes of Nigerians come 2019. So if APC is voted out of power, they should have the spirit of sportsman and relinquish power. So whoever that wins the election, PDP has done that without shedding any blood, and we believe in Nigeria, and we believe and we are pleading with people who are involved, all the game changers and all the people who are involved, to assist us to deepen our democracy. And I'm telling Nigerians, using this opportunity to tell Nigerians to open their eyes and make better choice. They shouldn't be lured with money politics. We're in diaspora where things are being done differently, and we believe that things should be done differently. It shouldn't be to the highest bidder, but it should be according to their convictions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It should be according to their conviction, and they must do what is right. Madam, over to you.
Yeah. If I have to say this to Peter Obi, it's just unfortunate that you're in the wrong party, because your achievement in office as the governor of your state shouldn't be side by side with someone like Atiku. I'm saying this without mincing words, because you never believed in the attitude and the kind of display of negligence played by PDP. So unfortunately, with your electoral value, you are going to someone who has lost electoral value. Where did Atiku get the resources for all the jobs that he has created and the businesses he has done? Find out, where did he get all that money? Customs. the most corrupt customs. Nigerians should be wise. For how long do we have continue pretending that we go back to our vomit? No. What we need now is change, and that change is the positive one. Not the one from APC, because APC promised us change, but here and behold. So the change we are assuring Nigerians, because I know that we are coming into power 2019. The change we are assuring you is the positive one that is going to bring wellness to every single Nigerian, that is going to make your dreams come true, that is going to make you go to sleep in peace and wake up to a better tomorrow. So what I want to encourage you is that when you are going to cast your votes, do not be intimidated. My message is going directly to INEC. You are independent body, even though the incumbent government has appointed you, but remember, you are accountable to Nigerians, not the incumbent government. It is your responsibility to ensure that we have a free and fair election, not selection. You turned your eyes the other way with what happened at Ekiti, with what happened at Osun State. That should not happen in 2019 presidential election. Remember, you are also a Nigerian. So if you want a better Nigeria come 2019, do what is expected of you, because our eyes are out there. And we have reached out to the international community. A lot of them, a number of them are coming in as observers to come and watch what is going to happen. And they will report every single activity of the electorates, of the INEC officials. You must ensure that proper machineries are in place to make sure that Nigerians are not intimidated, they are not harassed in any way to cast their civic right. It is their right to vote in a peaceful and safe environment. So electorates, open your eyes. Make sure that you don't go back to your vomits. Make sure you make that change by getting involved. Leave your homes. Stop sitting at home when it's election day and tomorrow you start complaining. Be a part of the process. Make sure that your PVCs are ready. Make sure that you come out en masse. Encourage your siblings, your friends to come out and vote. This is the time to make that change you've been complaining about. So if you don't vote, don't complain.
Thank you so much. And here comes the AAC. They have come here. They promise us a positive change, and also they have said it here on that INEC, you must be an unbiased umpire. You must not be used by any political party. You must serve the interests of Nigeria and not any parochial interests of individuals. Over to you, Honorable Jonathan.
Thank you very much. We are appealing to Nigerians, wherever you are, wherever they are, that they should not make mistakes. They should open their eyes, and they should be honest to cast their vote to the party that will deliver the nation. And we are asking Nigerians to get ready and to support the party that wherever APC stops, that will continue to ensure that there is national development. And we are not mincing words. It's not a theory like other parties are talking about. The Nigerians should give APC second chance. Whether you believe it or not, we are saying that 3.5 years is not virtually sufficient and enough for something that was destroyed and battered over 16 years. So for APC to complete what it has started, the Nigerians, all over you are, must vote for APC. And we, by God's grace, are not going to disappoint the nation. Because the nation, we have the nation at heart. And whatever that is happening in the nation currently, we understand. So Nigerians should discharge their rights by voting to the right party. And I'm not saying something funny, but PDP has never shown credible, even from the onset. The people in PDP are still the prop of thieves in PDP. So there's nothing good that they're going to show now. It is in their blood system to loot and to destroy. So APC is there to revamp, and APC is there to give the nation hope and bring the change that the people are expecting. Thank you very much.
Wow, so the man from APC is saying that there is second chance, and they are asking the Nigerians to give them the second chance. Well, gentlemen and ladies, it's been a great time of interaction on this platform, and I believe it's been so engaging. And I want to appreciate our decorum and the spirit of sportsmanship that we have actually displayed in the course of this discourse. And I believe that is what we are actually looking at in our country. We're talking about the politics without bitterness, the politics of ideology that actually allow people to freely cast their mandate and give it to whoever they want. I must say I commend you, and I appreciate your patience and the time you have spent. It is our pleasure to have you, and I hope someday when we invite you, and if we invite you again for any of our program in the Lebanon television and radio station, I believe it will be your pleasure to actually grace our program. Thank you so much. God bless, and I will see you again. Thank you.
Thank you very much.